I'm back from my numerous astral projections. Numerous. I mean, I did it. Oh yeah, by the way, I cut my hair off. You like? But there we go. Yeah, that's comfy. Did it, and I sat up when I was here facing that way, and I sat up. But I noticed something. When I was here like this, and I sat up, I could only look in one direction. If I tried to turn my head, it wasn't working. For some strange reason. It's been a while since I astral projected, so I had to figure out the kinks. I still have the ability to astral project for a long period of time, so I utilized that part of my skill in order to astral project for enough time to figure things out, which is what I'm going to talk about throughout this. I just came back, so I'm a bit, yeah. But I did two things successfully, in my opinion. We're gonna find out. That was okay. So I needed to figure out how to look in one direction. For starters, something was wrong with my astral body. So before I got out of bed, I rolled from my astral body onto my back. Okay. And once I was on my back like this, that is when I got up and I was able to move my head and see things normally, which was strange. Doing it from this and then getting up, I can move around properly for some reason. Anyway, once I figured that out, I was fine. I just had to go on my back and then get up, and I was able to look around like it was nothing. It was really easy. Okay. Next, I kept getting out of my body and trying the door to find myself in another location is what I do to get around. And there was this one guy I was speaking with yesterday over on Skype, and he wanted me to either come and find him, come into his room, or let him know certain things, try to put him out, stuff like that. After holding my hand on the door handle and feeling what I felt of his room on Skype, that's how I navigate it. There's every bedroom has a feeling, and his bedroom has a certain feeling, so I felt it. And then after feeling that feeling, I held the handle and I tried to feel the feeling behind the door. And as I opened it, I kept shifting through space, different points of space. Sometimes it was a hallway, which I'm pretty sure I was in his house, or his living arrangements, put it that way, because I ended up in someone else's hallway of their building, and I was looking downstairs, definitely in a different location. And when I turned around to look behind me, there was nothing there but a wall. After I walked through my door and got into that location, turned around, nothing there. Um, and then I slipped because there was a lot of noise going here. My brother talks a lot. He's got all his friends over the downstairs. I kept getting slapped back here. Okay, not only that, but not unless it was in the astrals. I have to find out. Someone knocked on my door and opened it and closed it again. Very sure it was in 3D. Not quite sure yet, but that brought me back to my bed. Okay, so I thought, okay, I'm going to try again. Only this time, instead of getting up, I'm going to materialize at the end of my room on my chair. Did it 3 times for practice. Materialized upright, and I was meditating in the astral realms now. See, I was here for a while, okay, in the astrals. So I thought, okay, I'm going to meditate. So I felt myself, my presence shift from my bed to my chair by my desk, staring upright, hands on my lap, and I was feeling the space around me, external spatial awareness as I was in the astrals, and I slowly opened my eyes to see the room, and it was daylight. And I was sat there for some time on purpose to just ground myself there. Okay, so now I've bounced back and forth. I had to turn to get up, and I'm doing all this stuff. Now I'm standing. No, now I'm sat there. I materialized there for the third time after doing twists and lifting up. Now it's fine. Okay, now I don't have to keep peering here in my bed before I get up. Okay, so I've done that. I then get up and I think, okay, who else was it that I was supposed to see in the astral realms? My girlfriend wanted me to find her in the astral realms. Okay, I tried it with the other guy. I'm going to try it with someone else for a change, and I can go back to the other guy in a sec. Okay, like I said, I was doing it for a long time. I've like mastered the ability to bounce and not having to come back here. So after bouncing, after bouncing numerous amounts of times from my bed into the astrals. Oh yeah, one more thing. My over there, that coat hanger was there, and as at one point I animated it because I wanted it to be a person because it had the shoulders and everything, but it wasn't a person. I was like, obviously I was in the astral realms, I was completely alone, but I thought I'm gonna try and make it a person, and then I said, "You, other me over there, help me out here," and nothing happened. Nothing happened. I gave it enough energy, and I created a thought form, and then its eyes, it grew a head. The head came out of the shoulders of the coat rack, the coat hanger that's on my wall, off my jacket, and looked at me, and I was like, "Yes, I've done it." I clapped my hands, right? And oh yeah, that's another thing. The first time I astral projected today, I clapped my hands and said, "Yes, I'm out," because it's been a while, right? So I was quite excited. I didn't let that break me out and put me back into my body though. So anyway, after materializing over there, I gave it another shot with the door handle. Put my hand on the door handle, took my time this time. I had the time to take my time, so I felt. No, so first I used my memory to remember my girlfriend's bedroom over in an area of London, right? And I had the memory. I then put it behind the door and I opened the door. We started walking and I found myself in her hallway of her flat share, right? I found myself opening the door, and as I opened the door, I was in the bathroom of her flat share. I walked out into the hallway. As I was walking to go into the room, I opened the door. My gaze started to go a bit distorted. I started finding it hard to see things, but I still got in there. As I got in there, I walked in looking at the ceiling, and as I put my vision down, level so I can see everything normally, that's where she was. She was asleep in her bed. Now, I'm not quite sure what point of time this was. When you astral project, time goes really weird, but I'm hoping it was tonight. I was trying to focus on the day that I wanted to bring her out, and I focused on tonight. So I'm not sure if it worked. It might be tomorrow, it might be the next day, I'm not quite sure. But when I got to her flat and I saw her laying there, I tried two things. I tried pulling her out, which didn't work. I tried to pull her out and like her body vanished out of the bed. Like she just disappeared. It was like I was in the astral realms looking into 3D, and then straight away I was in the astrals only and she wasn't in the bed. At that point, everything, I blacked out and came back here into my body again. And I thought, okay, I'm going to try again. Only this time, instead of using my door to get to a flat, I'm going to materialize myself like I once did with my chair, sitting over there on my chair. I'm going to materialize myself from this point of space, standing in her room. Okay, that worked. Straight off the bat, it worked. And she was walking around, sat up in her pajamas. She just got off her laptop and she was like talking to herself, trying to figure out what to do. She was planning certain things, and she couldn't see me. She could not see me. And then all of like the strangest thing happened, and I know I'm going over there at some point in the physical, so I'm gonna see what this is. But I had like an echo, like I was in two places at once, which was really cool. One second I was standing there, the next there was another me that walked through me and was having a conversation with her in her room, right? That's when things got really like Twilight Zone strange. So I came back here and I thought, okay, well, I've done two things. I've tried over there. I've managed to get there. I'm pretty good. Now I've did the time thing. I'm able to manage the time properly to experiment even more in the astral realms. Now I'm gonna go check on that guy again that I spoke to last night on Skype. Okay, the same thing with the door again. I ended up in his bedroom this time. Okay, in his bedroom. His presence was there, and I believe I saw him sat on his chair. Literally, I saw him there on his chair, and I blew his hair. Went behind his neck. He went like this. Right? I'm pretty sure he felt it. But again, I'm not quite sure if it was today's him, or tomorrow's him, or the next day's him. The astral realms are huge. But I'm pretty sure it was today's him. I blew on his neck, he noticed it. Okay. And then I started looking around into his room at the things, and I was trying to memorize what I was looking at because he has certain things in his room. I thought if I can tell him what he had in his room, eureka, right? Some of the things were blurring out. Some of the, I don't know, I'm not quite sure. I mainly focused on him. I could mainly see him where he was sat and the color of his room, and I was focusing on the feeling of his room. So each room has its own aura to stay there, and everything around him was blurry. But I managed to get there again and play with him. So I'm not sure if he felt that, but after I did that, I came back here in my physical body, and I thought, okay, I've bounced around a lot. I've managed to get up and see properly. I've managed to materialize myself instead of rolling out because I was bored of rolling out. I managed to use the door efficiently in order to get to one location to another. I managed to skip that phase straight away and just materialize myself into another location from the other. I've managed to see the two people I've wanted to see. I've done enough. I haven't bumped into anything. You know, it's been dead quiet in the astral realm. And then when I came back, I looked at my window. As you can see, it's getting pretty dark outside. So I'm not quite sure how long I've been doing it for. I think today is the 17th of August. If my memory serves me correctly from yesterday's conversation. Yeah. And yeah, that's pretty much it for my raw astral projection experience. I'm still talking a bit funny because I just came back. When I've been out for a long time, my mouth and my hands and like everything just takes ages to wake up. But yeah, take your time with astral projection. Learn every time you're doing something in the astral realms in order to do it better each time. You don't have to pop out and then come back straight away and stay, and that's it, you know. You can come out and keep doing it over and over again if you just study or observe how your astral body's behaving, and then you can create. No, and then you can create. See, okay, and then you can correct. There we go. Correct things as you go along. So, yeah. What else did I have to say? On the 20th. On the 20th, there are going to be two guys who I taught astral projection becoming involved in a group discussion on Kelly and the Raw over on her channel, and I'm also, once it's done, gonna take it off of her channel and put it onto my channel also. We're going to be getting into astral projection experiences that we've encountered after I taught them how to do it. It's going to be a long one. I picked two people who can talk a lot, who have interesting stories, who can really tell their stories really well. So that's going to be exciting. That's on the 20th, okay? And I'll speak to you guys pretty soon.